Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's our great honor to have Professor Oleg Rakitin coming from NDZ Organic Research Institute, Russian Academy of Science, to join us today to share the highlight of his intelligence on science and technology. Professor Rakitin, would you like to say hello to the audience?
Okay, thank you very much, Mei-Hsin, for introducing me. Good evening, dear audience, dear Mei-Hsin. It is very nice.
Professor Rakitin and I were friends since 1992, back from the Imperial College London, our research stage. Professor Rakitin is a leading scientist from Russia to UK for exchange program. Professor Rakitin has been published over 100 papers in many books with many patents. I know Professor Rakitin has been cooperating with many leading scientists in the world. Would you mind sharing as your vision how important the cooperation with scientists all over the world?
Thank you very much, Mei-Hsin, for the question. I have started my collaborations with foreign scientists many years ago in 1992. And the international cooperation was very important part of my science, even of my life all this year. Especially it's important when the scientists from various branches, various specializations in the countries are joined. For example, just a few weeks before, we organized in our institute, in the Zelninsky Institute of Organic Chemistry, third joint workshop of organic electronics of highly correlated molecular systems, which bring together Japanese, British, and Russian experts in the design and synthesis of organic molecular materials for microelectronics and functional devices together. Also, my laboratory is cooperating with a few universities from Great Britain, Germany, Cyprus, China, and others. Generally speaking, I found that the cooperation between various groups in various countries indispensable for the development of the science in the world.
Thank you, Professor Rakitin, for his sharing the essence of his research. Apart from working with the world-leading scientists, we also learned that you have some very important outcomes which you work with industry. Would you mind elaborating your very important research with industry?
Okay, thank you very much. We think our question is quite important for us. My actual research is devoted to the synthesis of new and effective components of solar cells. Renewable energy is generally defined as energy that comes from resources that are not depleted by their use. And solar energy is regarded as one of the perfect resources of its huge resources in the stability and pollution-free cycle. Direct conversion of solar light to electric energy based on photovoltaics is the optimal way for electrified modern society. On the ground of our previous scientific finding in chemistry, we have designed and now developing an interesting and important group of synthesized solar cells, which may be considered as one of the most promising group, given high efficiency, much stability, and optimal physical performance. I hope that this work will be interested for the industrial community of the construction of real solar cells, which can be used everyone and everywhere. For example, for indoor use, collecting energy for small devices from the lights in the house.
Thank you very much, Professor Rakitin. Professor Rakitin just shares the application of the research from the laboratory to the everyday life. Recently, we have published a book that's called Law, Politics, Revenue Extraction and Intellectual Property by Cambridge Scholar Publishing. In this book, the editors include former CFC Chief Judge Randall Rader, former Japan IP High Court Chief Judge Imura, and also German Federal Patent Court Presiding Judge Thomas Boyd, Professor from France, Professor Rigu, Professor from United States, Professor Martin Adelman, and myself is a licensed executive society international, Professor Nick Chop, and Korean Donggo University Professor Song Jong Kim. This book examines numerous pressing issues on intellectual property by in-depth case study by demonstrating how a company can benefit enormously from integrated application of all kinds of intellectual property rights. Professor Rakitin kindly joined us as the author for our second book. It's called Law, Policy and Monetization of IP. Professor Rakitin's chapter will further elaborate the insight of his work on how science and technology can support to manage IP successfully. And this book is essential reading for anyone who is interested in IP and IP law, and will also appeal to those in business world concerned with managing IP. Confronting competition with smart strategy. We hope soon we will have the opportunity to invite Professor Rakitin to share his essence and advancements and technology on cooperation with IP managers in the game. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.